Fred Richani, TSC. If you're new to this channel, we appreciate you checking us out. Some crazy news. I'm just going to cut right to the chase here. No elaborate intro, no nothing. The NBA has suspended its season indefinitely for the time being due to COVID-19, a.k.a. the coronavirus. If you haven't heard the breaking news, Rudy Gobert, all-star center of the Utah Jazz, tests positive for the virus. In this case of absolutely strange and cruel irony, there was a moment a couple of days ago where Gobert was doing, I guess, a media scrum or press conference, and afterwards, I guess they were talking about, the potential of NBA playing games in front of, no fans or whatever the case may be, and he made it a point to touch every single microphone and every single cell phone that was on the counter as he was leaving the premises. And if you know anything about COVID-19, and we don't know a whole lot right now, it is ridiculously contagious. And depending on your age, depending on your immune system, depending on if you have a pre-existing condition or anything like that, I mean, it could be deadly. And so here's what happened tonight. I was following this on Twitter, like a lot of people, or if you were watching this in your market, either in Oklahoma City or in Utah, the Jazz and the Thunder were set to play. Rudy Gobert was ruled out due to illness. It just said illness. And this was known ahead of time, by the way. So he was ruled out due to illness. I'm assuming they didn't know what illness it was. And then right before they were getting ready to tip off, a doctor ran in, I guess one of the team doctors or whatever, and officials ran in, said, hey, we got to get everybody off this court. They got everybody off this court, including the officials. They killed some time. They bought some time. And then finally they said, this game has been postponed. You're all safe. Thank you so much. Visit, thundertickets.com or whatever the hell the website is. And there was a lot of speculation, like, oh man, like Rudy Gobert testing positive. Now, Shams Charania of Stadium reported that, hey, Rudy Gobert tested positive. And I'm thinking, like, okay, this is crazy, right? Like, also, doesn't this kind of violate HIPAA laws too? Like, come on, isn't there like privacy or something like that? And then not too little afterwards, the NBA actually released a statement. And, well, here's the NBA statement in their own words. And this is just crazy. Part of hearing you click, and I'm just sharing this with all my friends here. So, this is the reality. The NBA announced that a player on the Utah Jazz has preliminarily tested positive for COVID-19. The test result was reported shortly prior to the tip-off of tonight's game between the Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder at Chesapeake Energy Arena. At that time, tonight's game was canceled. The affected player was not in the arena. Okay, so if it is Rudy Gobert, and again, HIPAA laws, it sounds like they didn't identify him by name here, at least he wasn't in the arena. Still, he likely had contact with some media members. He had contact with players, his teammates, coaches, et cetera, et cetera. The NBA is suspending gameplay following the conclusion of tonight's schedule of games until further notice. The NBA will use this hiatus to determine next steps and moving forward in regard to the coronavirus epidemic. Wow. Now, I don't normally curse on these things. I like to keep it PG, but holy shit. This is just crazy to think about. Never mind the real life implications and aspects, which we'll talk about in a second. But think about this, right? On this day, we found out that March Madness games would be played in front of 0 fans. 0 fans. For anybody in the States, y'all know how big March Madness is. For me outside the States, it's pretty damn big. I was just in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago for the NFL Scouting Combine, and they were pumped up for March Madness, but man, and then I believe the XFL game with whatever the Seattle Dragons, I think their name is, whatever the Seattle team is for XFL. There was an employee or part-time concession worker, whatever classification you want to give this person, who tested positive for the virus a couple weeks ago, and now they've decided to play in front of an empty arena. But with this coming out, I don't know. I mean, this is the NBA, okay? This isn't college. This isn't the XFL. This isn't, international. Not that it's not big internationally either, obviously, with soccer and everything. But soccer, they're playing against empty stadiums, as Neymar's team did today. But in the States, I think this is a wake-up call for people. I mean, it should have been already. But for people that maybe haven't been affected by this, that are blessed enough to have not been affected by this, that are blessed enough to not know anybody that is infected by this, this is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call that makes you wake up and say, holy shit, whether this is as bad as the flu or not, whether this will directly affect me or not, or whatever the case may be, this is something we all have to pay attention to. And I'm not saying panic. I'm not saying hide under a desk. I'm not saying, oh my God, the world's ending. But I think this is a lesson that all of us individually and entities like WWE, which by the way has not canceled WrestleMania yet, need to be responsible. No matter the economic interests, no matter, look, LeBron James is healthier than probably 90% of human beings out there, right? Okay, these NBA athletes, NFL athletes, all these athletes, they're probably healthier than most of the human population. That's just the way they're built, they're designed, they're athletes. Like their body is part of their job. They have amazing nutrition, they got dietitians, they got all this stuff. But it's the fear of the unknown. You don't really know. I would love it if some expert could tell me, okay, this only affects these kind of people, that kind of people. Here's the number of people that recovered. But the bottom line is, unfortunately, right now, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. What we do know is that it spreads pretty damn easily. What we do know is that a lot of these countries have stopped having mass gatherings. What we do know is a lot of these countries are saying, yo, pump the brakes. I mean, in fact, Italy, as many of you know, pretty much shut down their country. 60 million people on lockdown. So, yeah, look, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I wasn't a little scared, a little anxious like everybody else. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say, damn, like, this kind of sucks because I think like a lot of you guys like me, we use sports as our escape, right? When there's stuff going on in the world, when there's things going on with family, when you have the stresses of work and everything else. I mean, there's a lot going on, right? Like you know, like you want the NBA, you want the NFL, you want MLB, NCAA, pro wrestling, MMA to distract you from these kinds of things. But unfortunately, this is one distraction you just, for lack of a better term, you just can't get rid of, man. And literally, I just get a message right now, and it's trending on Twitter. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson also test positive for coronavirus. So once again, I don't like to curse on here, but holy shit. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it's a sad deal. And I don't know. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. Few things, first and foremost. I hope Rudy Gobert is okay. I pray for him. I hope anybody dealing with this directly or indirectly is okay and gets better. I hope all the people around Rudy that may have been exposed get better and are okay. But I also can't help but think that Rudy Gobert is actually pretty damn lucky because he's an NBA player. He's one of the top players in the world, one of the most famous athletes in the world. And he has the resources, and the Utah Jazz and the NBA itself have the resources to test him, which is great. It sucks that he tested positive, but it's great. It's great that Tom Hanks has the resources to be tested. It sucks that they tested positive, but it's great that they have the resources. And here's the cold, dark reality at the moment, present day, March 11, 2020. There are not enough people getting tested. We don't know enough. Based on what we know from Twitter and Trump and all this other crap, okay? Not enough people are getting tested. And again, I don't want to panic anybody. I don't want to whatever. I don't want to get anxious myself. I'm just saying, like, whether you're an NBA player or not, if you have the resources or the opportunity to have good medical care or be tested or whatever, be thankful, be grateful, feel blessed, because let's keep it real. There's a lot of people in this country and other countries that are not in that position, that do not have that luxury. So I'm glad that they do, but I just hope and pray for the other people that you don't hear about, that you don't know about, that are simply just labeled a statistic. And I hope and pray that everybody gets better. But let's go to some of the comments here, because if you are joining us, this is actually streaming live. So if you're watching on demand or listening to the podcast, we appreciate it. Once again, this is a breaking news update on the Sports Courier, originally reported by Shams Charania of Stadium Sports. Rudy Gobert has tested positive for the coronavirus, aka COVID-19, and the NBA has suspended play until further notice. And I'm trying to see if there's any other updates here as we pass along, because as you all know, I mean, this keeps changing daily, hourly. So, by the way, Shams did note that the big man is feeling strong and stable. And thankfully, he's a relatively young man. He's got great nutrition. He's one of the top athletes in the world. Knock on wood, he'll be okay. And knock on wood, all of y'all will be okay. But still. All right, let's go to some of the comments here. So WTFLOL asks, wait, so all games are canceled? Yes. All game. Okay. Postponed. I don't know. You want to use semantics? Let's just call it what it is. It's canceled. We don't know what the hell is happening. I think the NBA is on ice for a while now. Right? Let's just keep it real. The NBA at the very least is on ice. Mr. Loki, is the whole season done? I mean, it might as well be. Trayton Hartsook says, bro, I'm in shock. Me too, man. Lakers are doing good. Raptors are doing good. It would have been great. Yeah, look, dude, I love the NBA this year. Even with everything that happened with Kobe Bryant and how tragic that was. It's been, honestly, I feel like especially this season, even with like the injuries to Steph and Clay and KD and Kyrie, like, something great has happened in the NBA every night. You know, whether it's Dame Lillard going off, LeBron James turning back the clock, Kawhi Leonard, you know, the Raptors who went on that amazing winning streak for a while, the great season the Bucks have had, although I know they had some issues. I think they lost like 3 straight going in. You know, Joel Embiid has had some flashes of brilliance before, you know, Ben Simmons was just ruled out for 3 weeks with a bad back. I mean, there's been great positive things on the court that have been going on all season long with the NBA. So yes, from a pure sports standpoint, it is pretty sad. I think this is also, by the way, a wake-up call for people because we're thinking about the fans, right? Ban the fans. Ban the fans. Just play the games. And I kept thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. You're banning the fans. That's great. Okay? Keep them safe. But you don't want the athletes getting sick either. You don't want the coaching staff getting sick either. And by the way, a lot of people on the coaching staff tend to be on the older side, not the younger side, right? Just bizarre to me, but you know, I saw an article in The Atlantic. I'm sure some of you may have read it where it just said cancel everything. And some people rolling their eyes like, cancel everything. But again, I think you probably should. I think you got to cancel WrestleMania. I think you got to cancel the dumbass Billie Eilish concert that's still going on nearby in Newark. Okay, where I'm at in Jersey here. Like, cancel everything. AEW shows, MMA shows, baseball, whatever. Just get a hold of this damn thing. Get some information out there to the people as well. And dare I say, maybe some more kits, maybe some more treatment because, you know, this shit, again, this shit's getting ridiculous. And even if you're somebody that's not directly affected, even if you're somebody right now that, like, you know, you're healthy and knock on wood, you avoid this or whatever the case may be, you know, one of my fears is like a bunch of people go to the emergency room. And maybe you don't have coronavirus, but God forbid you have another ailment that's also, you know, potentially life-threatening, or you broke your leg or you have an infection or something, and you can't get in a damn room, right? I don't know. I mean, I know we're not the only country going through this, the only state going through this, but this shit's scary. Somebody's asking, did Rudy Gobert spread it? I don't know. I think that's what they want to test. They want to go out there and they want to see what the hell's going on. They brought every player back into the locker room. I'm assuming they're testing them. And by the way, he's presumed positive. I think a official positive means the CDC has to confirm it, but I guess there were enough warning signs and symptoms where they said, okay, like, yeah, this is a bad deal. We should get everybody off the court. But yeah, I mean, look, Rudy Gobert just played in Boston, like 6 days ago? The Celtics got to get tested. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, if there's one positive out of this, no pun intended, a few positives. One, obviously you hope and pray that everybody that is affected and infected gets better relatively soon and gets proper treatment. 2, this may expedite the process for people that aren't as famous and don't have the resources of the NBA to get treatment. Because you never know. Maybe I'm not putting the onus on the NBA, right, that the government should be doing, but maybe the NBA and other entities will start pledging some money for more kits, for more beds, for more resources, for more hand sanitizer for kids in schools, because people keep hoarding them and selling for $50 freaking on Amazon. This world's going crazy, man. Go20 says, I thought they would play in open stadiums. I thought so too, but you know, the script got flipped when Rudy Gobert reportedly tested positive. By the way, this This comes off the heel of a soccer player testing positive as well. So let me just pull it up. I know. Okay. Juventus defender, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm not really a soccer guy, so please take it easy on me, Juventus fans. Juventus defender Daniel Rugani found to be tested positive for coronavirus. If you don't know, Juventus is one of the biggest clubs in all of soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. So that was a pretty big worldwide story. And, Rudy Gobert, his international appeal and the NBA being such a global game. Yeah, that's also a big deal. And here's something from a fan who tweeted out. This guy's name is Adam Watanabe, at Tokyo the Sun. He tweeted, dude, they could have told us 6 hours ago and refunded tickets. They were going to tip off and the medical staff ran in. I knew from listening to the radio this morning that Rudy Gobert was sick. Incompetence. So, I don't know. Again, we don't know enough about the virus and everything else to know if it was a true health hazard for the fans to have even come into the building, right? Considering I don't think Gobert was actually there. But again, Gobert was around his teammates. He was around his coaches. I don't want to panic anybody, but, better to be safe than sorry. And in the case of just simple life and convenience and whatever, they probably should have erred on the side of caution and postponed the game to be safe if they had any inclination or idea that perhaps Gobert could be tested positive. Because that's another thing that I think that's going to come out of this initial story. Did the Jazz and team doctors know, or not know, but presume that he might have it and still roll with the game anyway? Did they inform the NBA the moment he got sick that, hey, worst case scenario, we got to test him? Or did they literally just find out that second, that minute, or within that time frame right before tip-off? I think that's a big question right there, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, what the hell? I came to the arena, spent my hard-earned money. And granted, they'll probably get refunds, but I'm just saying, I'm putting myself at risk. Coaches, same thing. Forget coaches, concession people, team personnel, equipment managers, whatever, officials, commentators, media in particular. Given, he touched all those mics. And if you don't know, I'll reiterate, and I'm not throwing shade at Rudy Gobert. I'm just literally, factually stating what happened here. Rudy Gobert, a couple days ago, had a media session, and he was joking about the coronavirus, and then he proceeded on the podium to touch every single microphone that was on the podium that belonged to a media member as a joke. And look, it's fine. And then 2 days later, in the cruelest of cruel irony, he reportedly tests positive for COVID-19. Freaking crazy. Jake Doc says this is a time where I get to work, I'd like to get to work from home. Yeah. Honestly, every company should be mandating remote work. Again, even if you don't get it, even if you don't think you're going to get it, even if you're, knock on wood, a healthy person like Rudy Gobert, and you're blessed to have the resources to deal with this and whatever the case may be, still, you want every precaution, man. Yeah, you got to take every precaution. Man, just crazy. Anyway, let's get some more comments and we'll hop on out of here. It was on the news. Fred, this isn't fake. I never said it was fake, buddy. This definitely ain't fake. The game was originally the Utah Jazz and the Thunder was originally postponed. Now the NBA has suspended the entire season. Deddy can do WrestleMania in an empty arena. At this point, I don't think it's really worth the risk, although I did see a statement from The Collective, which is a group of independent promotions running WrestleMania weekend. They're saying they are still going to run, and I get it from a small business standpoint. If you're an independent promotion, you don't want to lose your ass, but better to lose your ass than to lose your life. That's what I'm saying. My goodness. This is bad. I thought more people would play in open stadiums. Well, I believe it's an airborne virus, so I don't know if that would really that would really do anything. Man, this sucks. Moutier might have. Okay, I don't want to speculate on other players right now. Anyway, folks, yeah, this is crazy. So what can I say other than best wishes to Rudy Gobert, best wishes to anybody that's affected right now. Um, yeah, look, whether you consider this a hoax or not, or you don't take it seriously, or this or that, or whatever the case may be, take this fucking seriously, please. All right? If not for you, then for other people around you. I urge companies to do the same thing. Again, I don't normally curse or whatever, but like, I'm sorry. Like, sometimes you just got to take some shit seriously, and this is one of them. So I'm glad the NBA is doing that. Again, I'm glad the Jazz and Thunder are doing that, but I would like to know if they knew beforehand or had an inkling that he was getting tested for that. But we'll see what happens there, folks. But if you enjoyed this update, please like, share, take care. Hate to plug subscribing now because this is a serious issue, and we do a lot of content that's not related to the coronavirus, like interviews and game reviews and things like that. That are a lot more positive, that aren't talking about somber topics like this. But yeah, I don't know. So hopefully I'm hoping to have some content for you guys over the next few days that will take our minds off this stuff. But I have a feeling this is going to be far from the only type of vlog I do and breaking news update I do on this stuff. It's real life. It's serious. It sucks. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But God bless y'all. Hope y'all stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, have a good night. Go well soon, Rudy, and everybody affected.